This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is David Nixon, and I'm going to expand on a quote that I shared on Instagram today. It simply states, be alone, eat alone, take yourself on dates, sleep alone. In the midst of this, you will learn about yourself. You will grow, you will figure out what inspires you, you will curate your own dreams, your own beliefs, your own stunning clarity. And when you do meet the person who makes your cells dance, you'll be sure of it because you are sure of yourself. And I wanted to say simply that you're never alone. It's one of the things for me, for the big part, most part of my 20s, I could be in a crowd of people and still feel lonely. I was very extroverted, I suppose somewhat charismatic, and I tried to find comfort in just passively dating, if you want to call it that, females, and I never really committed to anything, right? Because of this, I was constantly in search of something to take away the pain of feeling lonely or alone, as if I was incomplete, right? Probably looking for someone to complete me, which can never happen. It's a full circle, because the whole idea is not you complete me, but rather I'm complete and I choose you. And so it took a little while for me to realize that I needed to be alone. As much as I hated it in the beginning, right, I really needed to be alone. And my extroversion actually didn't come from this desire to want to be with people as much as it was not wanting to be alone. Let's hang out was I don't want to be by myself, right? And so the interesting thing that drove that for me was this concept of I probably didn't like myself. I probably wasn't being myself. I probably was trying to behave in a way that would ideally make other people like me because I didn't like me. I mean, this is all retrospect, right? At the time, and this is the same if you ask somebody now, or if somebody listening to this goes, oh, that's probably not me. But in 2 or 3 years, I look back and they realize that they didn't like themselves or who they were trying to be. I mean, our self is always there. Our true being, our true potential is always there, right? Our purpose, our value, all that sort of stuff. It's when we're behaving in a way outside of it. And it's usually a childhood pattern that teaches us to do that, because if we behave a particular way, people will approve of us and then we'll be happy or we'll be safe or we'll be loved. Something along those lines. And so the powerful thing in all of this is that if we can't stand being alone, then why the fuck are we giving that person to somebody else? You're not in a relationship. You're not trying to be in a relationship. You're not trying to relate. You're trying to plug a hole that's missing within you that you think is missing with something else. And that's the same as buying things to make you happy, or it's the same as taping sandwiches to your body to satisfy hunger. The whole idea of we can only meet someone to the level that in the depth they've met themselves, and we can only love someone up to the level they love themselves, is that it's so crucial that we learn to love ourselves, right? We learn to accept and integrate our egoic structures that were gifted to us from our caretakers that have probably really restricted our ability to accept love and to give it in return, right? I had a chat with a friend a little while ago, and she was saying, and she's a very intelligent person, and she does a lot of healing work, so to speak. And she was saying how, she was really good at self-care, and she absolutely would take care of herself, but she wouldn't let other people, take care of her. So, it was this sort of combined, and it was saying that she came to realize that she was good at self-care, and she said she would go for massages, she would have long baths, but she wouldn't let other people sort of care for her. And I went on to say, I'm like, well, that's not self-care then, is it? And she's like, yeah, I could take care of myself, but I just didn't let other people. I'm like, yeah, that's not self-care. It's the whole fucking thing. You can't just have one side of the coin, because one side of the coin presupposes that there's another side of the coin. It's all of it. And to let people take care of us, we must first learn how to take care of ourselves. And I mean, I've had this conversation with my partners. I love her with all my heart, my whole being. But I don't want to have to take care of her. I've told her this. But I'm like, I want you to take care of yourself, and I'm going to take care of myself, and let's meet each other in the middle so we can support each other and we can bring each other up together, rather than having to, there's going to be times where we'll lean on each other for sure. But that means we're standing as two powerful human beings together, not in a codependent relationship that's requiring somebody else to be in a particular behavioral pattern for my happiness. That's not a relationship. That's a fucking parent. It's a conditional parent. And this is what happens for so many of us, is that we may struggle and hate to be alone. And it may even be the case that we're afraid to be with other people. Maybe it's the inverse. We're afraid to be with someone else. So we are always alone because we're afraid they won't accept us because we're different. No one's like me. If they knew the real me, they wouldn't like me, right? And someone's listening to this right now and their fucking hair on the back of the neck is standing up. All that thought is what you're thinking of you. But it's not what you really think of you. It's just the conscious thoughts that come through that maybe you once heard from, once again, a caretaker, a coach, a teacher, a parent, an older sibling, someone like that. But it doesn't mean it's true. So to move into a relationship, we first have to enter the relationship with ourselves and see that and really do take care of ourselves in the same way, we would take care of someone else. And so I believe the powerful step in all of this is seeing this desire to be in any relationship or friendship, right? It's just a process of relating. And to realize how much we actually are taking care of ourselves. What are our actual thoughts of ourselves? And what are the limiting beliefs, or the other term would be, limiting frames or highest frames that are governing my thoughts and my behaviors about me. I discounted myself for a long time, and even in the relationship that I'm in now with my beautiful fiance, in early stages I discounted myself. I'm punching above my weight. That heavily fucking affected our relationship. I didn't believe I deserved her. And because of that, I behaved in that way. I will always, and so will you, behave in congruence with your highest frames and your highest beliefs. And if you don't know what they are, it's so crucial for you to find out what they are, because more often than not, we're behaving in a way that's consciously frustrating us, but it's the unconscious frames that we may not know how to get to or not know are even running us that are actually dictating our behaviors. And this is why I say people can't self-sabotage, right? They go, I keep on self-sabotaging. It's it's not self-sabotaging, because you think you want this conscious goal, but you have an unconscious belief, right? That's actually stopping you from achieving that goal, because if you achieved your conscious goal, you would actually be sabotaging your unconscious belief, right? Do you get that? Because the unconscious belief is you're not worthy to be in a relationship with such a beautiful person, but your conscious goal wants to be in the relationship with that beautiful person, but your unconscious belief is sitting there, and so you sabotage the relationship. Why the fuck do I keep doing this? And you fucking know damn well you just haven't done enough work yet to get there. And so this is one of the things people go, I keep on sabotaging my health and fitness. No, you don't. You're saying incongruence and in truth to what you actually fucking believe. You've got to go in and change the belief. You've got to rewire that framing. When you rewire that framing, you rewire your behaviors, right? It's just the same as updating your software on your computer. You want your computer to do something and it keeps crashing. It's of course it keeps crashing. It doesn't have enough software power in it. You got to rewire it. You got to upgrade it. And that's the same thing. So my offer for you is to really look at maybe the areas where you think you're sabotaging, maybe the areas where you think you need things, and start to ask yourself, why do I actually do that? And you have to ask wanting to know the answer. Don't ask thinking that you're just the fucking nice guy or the fucking nice girl and everything's just happening to you. The universe doesn't care, which is beautiful, because it means that you're able to do and think and be whatever the fuck you want. That's the beauty of the universe not caring. It doesn't care either way, because you are part of the universe. It's beautiful, really. Anyway, team, on that note, if you found this podcast beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you pass it on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. If you haven't already, you should totally grab a 2-for-1 ticket for the Mood Prep Seminar. It's a 2-day weekend coming up on the 21st and 22nd of September up in Sydney in Brookvale. I'd love to see you there. We're going to go through a heap of developmental models from Enneagram typologies, which is basically personality traits, but how they interact with each other under stress and under security or healthiness, and then also different types of thinking patterns, levels of awareness, how to apply this in day-to-day life, and how to get the most out of what you really want. I'm really fucking look forward. I'm pumped for it. I'd love to see you there. The link is in my bio on my Instagram TV, or Instagram even, or otherwise jump on the Facebook group, Mood Prep Community, and the link's in there as well. Otherwise, team, that's me done. I'm out until tomorrow. Peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick. Slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.